Solidus-T, late night boxing edition. I had something on my mind. I figured I'll put this out there because this is something that I don't think I've said this before, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this. You know, you guys know basketball and boxing are the two sports that I follow the most. Shout out to Ant-Man, by the way, third youngest player to score over 10,000 points. Timberwolves got them a Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan type player. That's what's up. Shout out to Ant-Man. You dig? But basketball and boxing are the two sports I like to cover. You dig? So I talk about those sports, more boxing than basketball, but those are the sports that I like. But talk about boxing real quick on this, live real quick. One thing that I noticed about boxing, and I don't think I've said this before, or I probably have, but said it in a different way, but let me go ahead and say this. I don't believe I said this before, but let me say this. What's good? Salute, salute. The thing about boxing that's kind of interesting, in my opinion, because I was thinking earlier, I meant to talk about this earlier, but I was busy. Because I was thinking about the Teofimo Lopez fight and the Shakur Stevenson fight coming up, right? That's on the 31st, we all know. So I was thinking about that fight because I want to do a breakdown of that fight closer to the fight date. So I'm sitting here and I'm evaluating both fighters, right? And what I'm trying to understand is, yeah, I like football. I'm a Vikings fan, but we ain't make the playoffs this year, so I ain't got no dog in the race. But yeah, I fuck with football a little bit, just basketball and boxing more. But what I'm trying to understand is, I'm breaking down this fight, and it's like, the only way Teofimo Lopez, now for the record, Teofimo Lopez is a very good fighter. I like Teo, great fighter, very talented. I don't see nothing wrong with him. Like, all that shit, never mind that other shit. Just as a boxer, he's a very good fighter. I'm actually a Teo fan. I like Teo. But what I'm noticing is the only way he truly has a chance to really beat Shakur is if Shakur just stands there, or he just tries to come forward, or he tries to brawl with him and Shakur lets Teo hit on him. But if Shakur fights like how he normally fights, the high quality boxing where he makes it hard for his opponent to hit him and he picks him off with the jab and the shots he can get in, if he just do that, rinse and repeat, he should beat Teo pretty comfortably, despite how good Teo is. You know what I mean? That's what should happen. He beat Shakur, in my opinion, that's an upset. Now, like I said, Teofimo Lopez is a great fighter. He's a very good fighter. He's one of the best fighters in boxing. So it's not shitting on Teo. It's just a fact. That's really the only way he got a chance to beat Shakur, is if he does that, is if Shakur makes it easy for him, because he just stands there. Oh, I'm going to let you punch on me. I'm not going to use boxing skills to beat you. You know what I mean? If he boxes like how he normally fights, like how he did Oscar Valdez, Jamal Herring, where he just boxes. Y'all know how Shakur Stevenson fight. If he fights like that, this should be a dub for Shakur Stevenson. But people that don't like Shakur Stevenson, they're saying he's boring, right? And they want him to do this, that, and the third. But one thing that I noticed that I find very strange is people that are talking about, that are not Shakur Stevenson fans, they don't like Shakur, they say he's a boring fighter, but they're saying what they want Shakur to do. They want Shakur to do this. They want Shakur to do that. That doesn't make sense, though, because you don't even like Shakur. So why do you want Shakur to fight in a certain way? So you want him to fight a certain way because the person you're rooting for that he's fighting, it gives them an advantage to beat him. That's weird to me. You know what I mean? That's basically what they're saying. Because if I can outbox you and just win the fight doing that, why would I not do that? You know what I mean? You're saying I got to fight for the fans. That's cap. I got to fight to win this fight. And if outboxing you is how I'm going to win this fight, why would I not do that? If I can just control the distance, hit you with the jab, use footwork, change angles, pick you off, land combinations when appropriate, walk you down when appropriate, fight you off the back foot, and then win the fight doing that. If I can do that to win, why would I not do that? But you want me to make it easy for you and just stand there, don't move at all, have bad footwork, just try to brawl and slug it out, no tactical movement, no tactical boxing, and then that makes it easy for you to beat me. You want me to do that. You dig? So you want me to disadvantage myself and step my game down to make it easy for you to win. Because you know, all these people that's talking shit, they want fighters to do something that's going to give the fighter they're rooting for an advantage instead of just letting them niggas box. You know what I mean? Like, they're saying that you're a runner if you use movement in boxing. That's not running, though. You dig? First of all, you can't run when you're in the ring. And second of all, we've seen fighters successfully cut off the ring when guys move around a lot. It's just that some guys are so good and know how to fight at a high level while moving, it don't really do nothing. Like Terrence Crawford, he was moving against Crawford, but guess what he was also doing? He was also moving in boxing. You dig what I'm saying? Canelo would have had a better chance to beat Crawford if Crawford would have I'm just going to stand there and throw punches. I'm not going to do nothing else. Like, I'm just going to stand here and fight. No skill to it, just throw punches. That would have made it easy for Canelo. But why make it easy for you when I can just outbox you and win the fight and send your ass home with a loss? Why would I not do that? That's why I was thinking, because a lot of people are saying that they want Shakur Stevenson to do this, they want Shakur Stevenson to do that. But what I'm noticing is they want Shakur Stevenson to do things that's going to give Teofimo Lopez an advantage when they fight. That's what I'm realizing. Like, you just want to see this man lose so bad, you're hoping that he does this and he does that in the hopes that Teo can beat him that way. Because like I said, if Shakur fights like how he normally fights, he's just going to outbox Teo. But you don't want Shakur to win. So you want Shakur to just stand there and throw and just swing like Amanda Serrano, or what I don't watch women's boxing, but I've seen Amanda Serrano fight. That's how she fights. Just stand there and throw punches. Or William Cepeda, just stand there and throw punches. You know, no skill behind this shit. No tactical boxing. No setting up shots. No jab. No footwork. No feints. You know what I mean? No movement to get a better shot. None of that shit. Just stand there and throw punches. That's what they want you to do. That's not even boxing. That's just a nigga throwing punches. But that's what they want fighters to do against fighters they're rooting for, because it gives the fighter they're rooting for a better chance to beat them. And that's what these motherfuckers are doing. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's just really weird to me. You know, I don't understand that. You know, because everybody's talking shit. You know, everybody got something to say. Everybody on the internet is tough. Everybody would do this. All these niggas is really bitches, but they running their mouth. You know how this shit go. You know, everybody is a fucking boxing expert, knows what they're talking about. So what do I know? I don't know what I'm talking about. That's what people think. But that's what I'm noticing. People don't really enjoy boxing like a true boxing fan do. They just want to see somebody get knocked out. And if there's no knockout within the first 3 to 5 rounds, these motherfuckers is bored. They're probably on their phone, not even paying attention to the fight. They're paying attention to the commentary when they can be focused on the fight. So it's a lot of people that are not really boxing fans. They just want to see knockouts. You dig? A real boxing fan, they appreciate a 12-round fight and knockouts, not just knockouts. You know? And that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of weird. Like, I'm listening to what these guys are saying, and it's like, shit just weird, bro. It's just weird, in my opinion. Some of y'all might like what they're saying. That's fine. But to me, the shit's just weird. You want a fighter you don't like to fight in a certain way that will benefit the fighter that he's fighting, giving him an easier chance to beat him. That's what you want to happen. These motherfuckers really want Shakur Stevenson to just stand there and let Teofimo hit him. You dig? Because Shakur fights in a way where he makes it hard for you to hit him, and he picks you off. He rinse and repeat for 12 rounds and he wins the fight. And he sends his opponent home with a loss. They rather him do something different that makes it easier for his opponent to beat him. That's what they want. Like, I don't understand that, bro. It's just weird to me, bro. Solidus, I know for a fact IBFP watches your lives. IBFP and Clavo still talking about you. To be honest, there's really nothing else left to say about IBFP at this point, unless something crazy happens. But at this point, in the past week or so, it's gotten to a point where it's like there's really nothing else to say. I already did a live where I basically put him on blast for pandering to all the haters and people that are Canelo supporters. He's pandering to them to get, I don't know what he's doing, but he's pandering to them. I already told everybody that. So there's really nothing else to say about dude at this point. So it don't even really, there's really nothing to say, because I'm unbothered because I don't watch his content, right? I did watch the video where he said I use different accounts. I want to see what that was about, but that was all cap. Because like I told y'all, this is my only account, so I wasn't even worried about that. I thought that shit was goofy, but whatever. Other than that, I don't even listen to his shit or none of that stuff. So there's really nothing else to say about them dudes. I mean, them dudes pander to the haters and people that, want to talk down on certain fighters. That's how they want to do. That's how they want to get down. So it is what it is with that. So whatever with that bullshit. He's doing his bullshit and I'm over here doing my shit. I'm not important to him, so it doesn't really, he's definitely not important to me, so it don't really matter. But there really ain't nothing else to say about dude. But no, I'm just saying, like, when you listen to these guys talk about boxing, what these guys do is they basically criticize fighters for doing something they don't want them to do, but they're not even fans of the guy. None of these guys are fans of Shakur Stevenson. They're all saying he's boring and he's a runner, but yet they want him to fight in a certain way that would benefit the other fighter, so Shakur will lose. That's like hating shit one-on-one. There's no other way to differentiate that. Like, that's hater shit one-on-one. Like, are you serious? Like, and these people just steady running their mouth. Like, I don't understand that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people are doing. It's like the Crawford shit. They want Crawford to lose. That's the only reason why they're saying he should have fought Canelo for the rematch, in the hopes, fingers crossed, that Canelo beat him. They don't want to accept the fact that Canelo is not better than Crawford. He's never going to beat Crawford. If they would have fought years ago, he would have lost to Crawford. If they fight again, he would have lost to Crawford. Crawford is the better fighter. He has more fundamentals. It just is what it is. They want to act stupid and fool everybody into trying to convince you that Canelo was better when that's not the case. So these people are getting on the internet and they're saying a bunch of crazy shit to discredit Crawford when they don't even have to do that. They don't even have to do that. There's other fighters they could be talking about. They'd rather do that, because they want to see him lose. It's just straight hater shit. And it's like, when you actually sit back and listen to this shit, how can you respect these guys? That's why I'm kind of disappointed in the audience, the people that actually listen to these guys. Like, how can y'all respect these guys? There's more haters than real boxing fans. I already told y'all that. And the thing is, I just don't understand how you guys that listen to this shit, how can y'all respect these guys? Y'all respect what these dudes are saying? Like, seriously? Like, this shit's crazy, bro. Y'all actually respect it. Y'all actually respect what they're saying. These guys are boxing experts to you? These guys are knowledgeable about boxing to you? Seriously? I don't know, man. It is what it is. That's a fact. That's what I'm saying. Why would he rematch Canelo? He beat the man pretty easily. He got dominated by technically a welterweight. You know what I mean? The whole world saw it. September 13, 2025. So why would he rematch? You know why they're saying he should rematch? Because they want to see Crawford lose. They're not interested in truly watching it. They just want to see the man lose. These guys are haters, not true boxing fans. And people actually take their word serious. That is disappointing to me. There's real niggas out here talking about boxing from an authentic talking point, and you niggas ain't really checking for them. But these lying ass hating motherfuckers y'all listen to. That's disappointing when you actually think about it. You know, it's really disappointing. Somebody got to say this shit. Because I think I'm the only one that makes content talking about this shit. There's probably a few other people, shout out to them if they are. I'm probably the only one though, because everybody's going along with the bullshit. I feel some bullshit. I ain't going with that shit because it don't make sense to me. You know? It's what it is, bro. And then I also noticed something about people that are Canelo fans. They're quiet on the issue that he turned down the Iglesias fight. More proof that they're glazers and not true fans, because you would think they would talk about that. I'm not hearing nothing about that. The report is out. When he heals up from his elbow injury, he would have been given a title shot to fight Uzli Iglesias for the IBF belt, and he turned it down. Anybody else, they'd be calling a duck, but they're quiet on that. Proves my point about what I've been saying. They're not true boxing fans. They're just glazers, calling other people glazers. You know, I just don't see how y'all can respect these guys. I really don't. You know, niggas be sneak dissing. Niggas be acting like they're not guilty of what they being accused of. All type of bullshit. And people actually be supporting these dudes. You know, it shit don't make sense to me. You know, it's like I said, bro, I just got to accept, man. In the YTBC, there's more haters than real boxing fans. I just got to accept that shit. More people are going to hate. There's not, real boxing fans are a minority. Haters are the majority. That's just how this shit is. I ain't going to cap. I'm going to be honest with y'all. It kind of took me a while to accept that, but it's the truth. You know, it's the truth. Just got to deal with that shit. You know, it's just facts. Because like I said, these people be coming out saying all type of crazy ass shit. You want a nigga to fight a certain way, and the certain way you want him to fight is a way that'll make him lose, but you claim you a boxing fan. Come on, bro. Get that stupid shit out of here. And this all stemmed from just thinking about the Shakur and Tio fight. Because like I said, close to fight night, I'm going to do a breakdown video. And I got some interesting stuff I'm going to say in there, you know. But I was thinking about that. Everybody that's talking about that fight, they don't like Shakur, but yet they're saying Shakur should do this, Shakur should do that. Motherfucker, you don't even like Shakur. So what the fuck you want him to do this, that, and the third for? Just let him fight how he fight. Just go for Tio to beat him. They're saying they want Shakur to do this, do that, and the third. What the fuck are you talking about? Because I already know what's going to happen. If Shakur win this fight, which I believe he will, but it is boxing, anything can happen. But I believe he's going to win. You know what's going to happen. He beats Tio. They're just going to make excuses. They're going to say this, that, and the third. You saw how they did Crawford. He's older than Canelo, but they're saying Canelo's old and washed up. Then what the fuck is Crawford then? So I already know what's going to happen. He win this fight. They're just going to make excuses. You know, that's how I go. It don't matter. Devin Haney, Tank, Shakur, all these guys that are, for whatever strange reason, are hated by guys that claim they're boxing fans. It don't matter what they do. They're just going to take away credit and not give them credit. They're not going to praise them. They're going to find every kind of loophole to discredit them. But despite all that, there's a positive in that. The positive is this is more proof that black fighters are the best, because these motherfuckers have to do content after content, going out their way, going to the end of earth, finding every little thing they can say that's negative and discredit black fighters. That's how great black fighters are. Because if black fighters were trash or mediocre or weren't that good, they would not talk about black fighters. They wouldn't always have something to say about them. You know, that shows you how good black fighters are. So there's a positive in that. All that hating shit, there's a positive in that. Because they wouldn't talk about you like that if they didn't feel that way. If they thought you was garbage for real, or you're not that good, or you're mediocre, they wouldn't talk about you. They'd be talking about something else. Because all these channels and all these people that are talking about boxing, they literally would dig, crawl, scratch any little thing they can just to say something negative about certain fighters. You dig? Every single time they open their fucking mouth, that's all they do. And these are people that are believed to be people that are knowledgeable about boxing. These are the people that have that title. Knowledgeable boxing experts on YouTube. But that's how they get down. Sound like some bullshit to me, but whatever. Sound like straight bullshit to me. But that's where we at with it. You know, it is what it is, man. So yeah, I just want to say that. So keeping it 100. So yeah, like I said, there's more haters than real people that know boxing. People that actually know boxing. They're on the quiet side. People that don't know boxing, but they want to hate. That's who you're going to encounter the most. And that's just what it is. So yeah. If you are a boxer, or if you're a fan of a boxer who doesn't have the skill level to nullify what another fighter's doing, you should talk about that more instead of hating on the fighter that the fighter you like can't do nothing with. Think about it. If you're a true boxing fan. And if you don't understand what I just said, or if you don't want to get on the same page with me on that, then I'll just write you off as a fucking retard. And then that's pretty much it.